Gee, guys, it sure is nice to see you. Welcome back. This is Trekyards. He's Commander Cocky.
He's kind of Foley. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
We're gonna have a great time here. I went to a gastro pub recently. Saw a Gormaganda on the way. That was unexpected. And Guinan popped by. Maybe she rode the Gormaganda. Yeah, makes sense.
Well, gee willikers. That's awesome news.
Gandalf was there. At least he was meant to be, but he RSVP G. G
That
meaning
was
gone.
good. That was good. No, great, in fact. Glorious. All right. Let's move on and talk about what we're here today to talk about. The seventh letter of the alphabet, G.
But
This episode of Sesame Street brought to you by Trekyards.
But not the Seventh Enterprise, because we have NX as well. And
That's
if you could, the reef is a separate bit. The next Enterprise, Stuart. We did it. We had an Enterprise in the original series. We had Enterprise in the Next Generation. We had an Enterprise in the movies. We had an Enterprise in the other movies. We had an Enterprise in the flashback prequel series NX. So it's been a while. We've had multiple shows since, none of which had an Enterprise. I guess the Stranger Worlds, but that was also the old one, but not really. No, we've got a proper new Enterprise, I should say, because that was meant to be the old Enterprise.
We got 5 Enterprises in this show. We got the NX-01 refit. We got the Enterprise A. We got the Enterprise D. The Enterprise
F and G, yeah.
And then the G, which is what we're going to talk about today. Yeah,
We do not quite know the fate of the F still, because it was not mentioned again after the giant firefight.
Yes, I assume it's just got annihilated during that, because it was right near Starbase when everything went down, I think. Yeah, so it might have been the line of fire.
Impossible to say, but it was definitely decommissioned either way. Either a hulk of metal or a functional starship. Yeah. And then the G was launched.
Yeah, the G was launched a year later.
Yes, but let's relive it, Stuart. At the end of the episode, we see Earth Space Dock miraculously fixed after being attacked by 100 starships aiming to kill. Great team. Really good job. Then,
good job.
Then, the moment, the ride, very reminiscent of the old Star Trek movies. You know, we're going through Space Dock, the lighting's similar, the vibe's similar. The crew, you know, the Crushers are, we know a secret. And Picard sees it. He sees it. And bam, here it is, 1701 G!
Should be an epic moment. And it kind of was, in a way. I just got to put this out there from my personal feelings. I love that my buddy Bill Krause has an Enterprise. I really do. I love the Shangri-La class. I love the look of the Titan. I just wish this one wouldn't have been renamed to be the Enterprise G.
Because it's not a new ship. It is the actual Titan rechristened. So they've uncommissioned the Titan, and they've recommissioned the Enterprise.
Which is crappy for the Titan, because the Titan earned its stripes. The Titan A earned its stripes in this season for sure, at least. So it and you know, tradition just kind of dictates that rechristening a ship is bad luck. And why not have a brand new build for the Enterprise G? I think they would have something on the drawing boards after they were actually going to make decommissioning the F.
Given that the A and the B were launched within 8 months of each other.
Yeah. I would have much preferred that the Titan be rechristened the Picard, USS Picard or something.
Well, that's been a giant. People assumed that. The way the scenes plays out, it kind of feels like they're going to the USS Picard, which is also weird, but it's a possible.
Yeah, I think it would have made more sense and felt better for me. Because as we've seen with the scale charts of Enterprise, they get bigger, or at least longer. And then the G goes, which, you know, it is what it is. But, so I'm happy we got an Enterprise G. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that it's Bill Krause's design. Good on him. He designed the next Enterprise. That is very cool.
Now he's with Matt Jeffries, Andrew Probert, Doug Drexler, and John Eaves.
Good company to be in. But I just wish it would have been his Essex class. Which is his USS Endurance, something new, something bigger, something bolder. But yeah, I'm personally not happy that was recommissioned as the G. But that's my personal take. What about you, Sammy? What did you think when you saw this epic moment of a new Enterprise unveiling?
Well, it's not subtle based on the music, right?
No, it's not.
Like, you know it's coming. There's two thoughts in my head, right? One, this is the cheapest thing they could do. As in, we don't have to build a new 3D model, we can just rechristen this one. is a texture change, right? So that there's a we want to have this moment. We've got zero money. This reuses assets. Boom. Right. That's obviously not the reason for it, but that's at least a possible addition. It's an odd one because suddenly decommissioning Titan for it feels sad for the Titan. You know, the hero ship we've been following the entire time is now undone. You could argue risen up even higher, but the Titan's role in the fleet would be radically different to the Enterprise's role in the fleet. So whoever would have gained the Titan could have done these really fun missions, but now a Enterprise, and in theory flagship, has an entirely different role set. So, and most ship classes aren't set out to be flagships. This ship is significantly less well armed, well capable than the Odyssey, so it's a giant step down in technology. Yes, its impulse drives are bigger, but that's neither here nor there. So it's odd to have a giant leap down in terms of tech and developmentness. I'm assuming that's them saying that, we want to show the Galaxy Starfleet isn't a military organisation now. We're actually going to make an inferior class, like a gentle class, a very light cruiser. When you see the Enterprise, you think, oh, nice. Versus, it's the Enterprise, take it seriously. Because you're not going to, this is not a ship you take, it couldn't even do anything to the Shrike, right? Because its shields were down. So it's not a capable ship in most regards, except for the classic mission of Starfleet. That said, if this scene had revealed a brand newly detailed model of the Titan, a la Enterprise, which fixed a lot of the low poly elements, which are clearly visible, they said we had 10 more weeks to up-detail the model and make it a Titan a refit, meaning proper phaser strips and other details that look less refitty. That would have been like, okay, we enhanced it to the hero model that even the F looks like it. That looks, but it's the exact same model. So, but you know what I mean? They had extra time. You'd think there's 10 weeks to up detail to bring it up to more modern standards, because then it would feel like. Then you could argue, they retrofitted it with more capable systems to give it to lead it into this role. But being the same ship, again, as I said before, Terry Mattar said, we didn't use Enterprise at the start because we wanted a weaker ship that would look dainty and small against the Shrike, that we would not buy it, would win against. Well, that maintains the Enterprise.
Yeah, and they even went so far as to say in Shaw's line of dialogue, because we stand no chance against that thing. We're an explorer. And a lot of people are going to make the argument that just because it's the Enterprise doesn't mean it's the flagship.
People have said that a lot.
The Enterprise has been a flagship since the motion picture. That's kind of the point. Yes, not the real military, not the real world. What happens when there is no Enterprise? Then another ship gets the honor for a while until the new Enterprise is christened. Then it gets handed off again. And as we talked about before, the flagship should always be cutting edge technology. This being an explorer is nice and all. It is a new ship. Like at the beginning of the season, Riker's talking about putting the new ship through its paces and all that, even though Shaw says he's been a captain of it for 5 years. I'm not sure how that all lines up. Maybe he had the old Titan.
Well, that's what we assume, yeah.
Yeah, and that's where we purged all the songs out of the core from, and then it got refitted to this, and this is like its first kind of launch. So it is new. It's like a year old.
Maybe. If you want, that's one extrapolation. Yeah.
If you want to go with that, yeah. So I mean, it is new, cutting edge tech, but they even say, like, during the course of the series or the season, that the nacelles are older style nacelles that only Shaw knows how to open. So I mean, there's a lot of contradictions there, and I'm not quite sure where it fits. And honestly, looking at a lineage of Enterprises now, just seeing that upturn as far as size goes, and then to have this sudden drop, it just feels strange to me.
But this is a comparison because it is worth saying. Did they change anything? That they had this chance to, and it looks like they did not. No, but like I said, they probably swapped out the warp coils for ones that aren't 40 years old. We can assume, but I mean, it looks identical, super identical. Is it meant to be a low registry? I can't remember, because that lower source looks kind of barren. Yeah,
I was looking at that. It doesn't seem to be one.
There should be one up
front. There should be one up front underneath the thing. I don't think the Titan ever had one though.
Yeah, I can't remember. No one said it was the flagship.
No.
Fine.
It's just kind of assumed in Trek though.
But there's no reason to think it wouldn't be the flagship, given that is the legacy.
Exactly.
So It's like saying, Well, it prayers quantums. There's no reason to think it doesn't have quantums. Was evidence to say it does? No, but a top-of-the-range ship should.
And I never once fired them, even in the most desperate of circumstances in this season.
But I mean, this new flagship, you would think they'd get quantums. I mean, the F certainly had them. The E would obviously had them. You wouldn't give 2 generations later not the most advanced weapons. So it's an easy argument, but you didn't see them on screen. There's lots of things like that where, well, we didn't see it, but it's only the most logical thing possible, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and Terry talked many times during the course of the season that due to budget things, they had to change certain things, like characters, surviving or whatever. And I'm just wondering if that's the case here, literally. Like if they had something more grandiose planned and just could not bring it to fruition. So I don't know.
That's why I said at the start, like an up-detail model would have been much nicer. Change the paint, and especially if you're going with it, it looks very refit era with the art design. If you update it to a more modern style for the last shot, then now you've brought it fully into modern day, and you can have those best of both worlds vibes. Because, if this is meant to feel weak against the Shrike, if it has a retro styling, it will add to its weak feeling. If you give it that modern plating, that modern vibe, it will now feel more advanced instantly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, probably ran out of money. But I've done lots of work with the Titan, flying it with our custom model, and it's very nice in motion. So I look forward to seeing it in Legacy.
Speaking of models, I feel bad for anyone that built like a custom model of the Titan A. It's like, oh yeah, can't wait. If they introduce a new Enterprise, it'll be awesome to build.
I'll be ready.
Too. And then it's like, oh, I put all this work into the Titan. I got to do the exact same ship again, but with a different registry number.
I could, just tape over it.
Yeah, just
paint some Aztecing on. Just re-Aztec the Aztec. That's not too hard, right?
Like put a sticker over the old registry, like you might see in like a fleet video at the end of this video. Jokes. Anyway, on that note, guys, comment down below what you thought about this new Enterprise. Is it amazing? Do you love it? Do you like the idea of the Titan A being renamed or rechristened the Enterprise? Or would you have preferred something else? Let us know in the comment section down below. People are very divided on this one, and this is an interesting topic to see what you guys are saying. So by all means, do that. Subscribe to the channel and click the like button as well. Don't forget to click the notification icon to all so you don't miss lives where we talk about these kind of things and we can actually argue or debate in real time with you guys. So come and join us for those and help us out.
And while you're there debating, discussing, theorizing with our super chat via our lives, we're doing all sorts of topics, Picard and obviously not Picard related, as we close out the Picard saga. Or super thanks on any video that we've done on any topic on any year of our almost decade-long journey of Trekyards. My goodness. Go super thanks. We appreciate it. Or one-time donations at trekyards@hotmail.com, or buying shirts. It's sort of a donation, but not at all. Buy a shirt. Or monthly by joining the channel on YouTube or Patreon. All the great ways are great. The super ways are super. Even the free ways are wonderful. So thanks in advance.
That's right. So until next time, he is Commander Cockings.
It's Captain Foley. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.